Okay, we hit the stops. Yesterday's low was today's intraday target before the reversal to the top side of the bracket. Yesterday's low was 1401.50, and our low today was 14 even, 14 and a quarter. Excuse me. So we took the stops out there by a point and change. We see here the previous column is where they took the stops out. We see them attempting to rally the market up a couple points on the retest. Approximately 3 minutes later is going to be the key for identifying a potential entry. We have a little pullback bar here with a negative bias, I should say with a negative delta. If you didn't have your buy orders already approximately a point and a half below yesterday's low, we don't have an easy identifiable entry here. You could have had a resting limit at 1401 and change. It looks like this thing wants to break out. I would take the 04s. The original position to 01 would have looked nice, but considering that the day's a balanced day and we are below yesterday's close, below the previous day's close, and value, we're below value in a balanced day, my target would be 1413 on a retracement. So now we are long the 04 evens. We all set our first contract for profit at 05 and a quarter. That leaves us long 1 from 04, and considering we're at the low end of a balanced market, our point of control target is 1413.75, 1412 to 1413. So we'll put our target on the second contract somewhere around 12 and a half is where we'll exit on the second contract, and we will put our stop on this trade, since it's an asymmetrical trade, below our entry at 1403. We'll put it a point below our entry so that if we get stopped out, it's a break-even trade. Okay, we're all right on the stop at 1403. We'll move our stop up to above our original entry at 1404 and a quarter, so that if it retraces, we'll get stopped out with a break even plus commissions. Our target is 1412.50. About halfway there. Looks like they're going to get me on the stop. 4 and a quarter is our stop. It ticked 450. 450. So far so good. The low is 450. Our stop is 4 and a quarter with a 4 entry on that second contract. It got as high as 09 and a half. Okay, it looks like we're safe on the 4 and a quarter stop. Well, it looks like we were saved at that 4 and a quarter tick stop. Ticked as low as 4 and a half. Now let's see if we can move up to 1250. Still patiently waiting for this market to break out over the L period high and attain our target at 1250. Our stop is still at 1404 and a quarter. Still looking at 1250 for our target. Looks like we're about to break out over the 09 and a half, so 975s here. Okay, here we go above the 9s, 10s. Come on, 12 and a half. Come on, 12 and a half. Let's see if we can't get this little bit of short covering here into the close. It's 340. About a half an hour left to the Globex close. 11 and a half. 15 minutes left to the cash close. See if we can't get this thing up a point. 1175, 75, bid quarter, ask 50, quarter 50, quarter bid, even quarter, even bid 75, even. Let's get one more push up to 12 and a half. 50, 11 and a quarter. We have a little volume up here at the high. 2,000, 1,800. Had a positive delta. See if on the retest we can't break above this just a little bit. 1175 is the high here of the last few columns. Trading back down to the 875s, we missed our target by 3 ticks. 3 ticks. Now the question is if in fact this 2,000, 1,800 cross trade is enough resistance, is enough to supply to keep us from the point of control just a couple ticks below 1250. Should we readjust our target? I'm going to say yes, we're going to readjust our target and try to exit the trade 2 points lower at 14.1050. Here we're approaching the 14.1050 area. We tick 1025. 1050 is our new target. Because of this action up here at 1150, we might find it difficult to get back to 12 and a half on a Friday at 340. So we are going to exit this trade from the 1404s up at 1410 and a half. We're ticking 975. That will have given us 1.25 points on the first contract and approximately 6 points on the second contract. 7.25 points is approximately a $362 trade if we can exit at 1050. We couldn't get up to 1050. We got up to 10 and a quarter. We got up to 10 and a quarter and it didn't trade 1050. Now we're back testing the low here at the 8s. We have a line of trade at the 7s and the 8s. In this scenario, we're going to readjust our exit strategy and move it down a point at 1409.50. Just in case we decide to break support at 06, we could end the day on the low. I don't want to give away all of our profit. So our exit now is 109.50, 1 point below where we had it at 110.50. That will lock in 5 points on the second contract and 1.25 points on the first contract. Approximately $320 trade. Seems that I'm chasing the market down here with my exit strategy. Okay, finally here we're trading 9 and a quarter. 9 and a quarter on the ask, even on the bid. Bid 8.5. Bid 8.5, 75. We need to hold here at 8, otherwise we're going a little lower. We have some support here at 07 and a quarter. 07 and a half. You can see 1,681 contracts. The market's not going anywhere quickly. That supply is being purchased as a passive order on a limit. That's why there's an accrual of volume, but the price in that column isn't pushing to lower amounts. If we can't get through this 0750, which we hope we don't, to protect our profit, then we should see short covering toward the point of control up at 12 and a half. Our target is still 950, although that might be a good argument as to change that target. But for purposes of this example, we will keep our target at 9.5. As another potential risk loss strategy, if our entry was 1404 and our target was 1412.50 and we missed it by 3 ticks, and the range or the difference was 8 points from 1404 up to 1412, and you wanted to devise some sort of trailing stop mechanism, maybe you took 50% of that range and subtracted it from the high at 1412.50 or the target at 1412.50, and your exit then would have been 850. So we would have been out of the market now, 4 points above our initial entry on a trailing stop. that might be pragmatic, considering we've been patient and waited the better part of an hour here to fulfill or reach our target at 12 and a half, then 10 and a half, then 9 and a half, and we're still not filled. As an example, though, we're still going to wait for our 950 fill with our stop currently at 4 and a quarter. All right, 875 ask. This might be the one.